Memory Lane is ending, so I wanted to get... Seriously? Well, Memory Lane is ending, and I wanted to get as many updates on the stories that I had documented for this program as I could, and I'm starting out with one of the most well-known, certainly the most well-known actually, Rajeé, who became famous over her black market botched injections, which became an international news story. She then went on to the American daytime television talk show circuit and wrote a memoir, even recorded some pop music, and then ended up on the E! Entertainment network on Botched. And in her memory lane, she talked about someone who was really important and pivotal in her life, someone who she doesn't even know the identity of. If you missed that memory lane, here's a little bit. We're going to not necessarily talk about your public side, but your more private side. And we're going to go into your memories and see where they lead us.
Here we go. I'm a little nervous about what's going to come up. I'm going back to probably about 5th grade. I stood out very much because of the fact that I was an effeminate little boy. The kids in school were bullying me, and there was one particular kid that was taking my hat and gloves, but I was too embarrassed to tell my parents, so I would just act like I lost them. I was just too embarrassed, to say, oh, well, they're calling me faggot. So I would just act like I was losing them, but really, they were being taken. I'm in the middle, they surrounded me. I started to cry, and out of the blue, this guy comes out of nowhere. He comes over to me, and he says, what's going on? And, and I was crying, and I told him that they took my hat, and, they're not giving it back to me. And he went over to the guy that had my hat, and he snatched it out of his hand. And he said, if you want to pick on someone your own size. He told all the guys off, and he walked over to me, and he handed me my hat. He said, are you okay? And I was still kind of crying because it was more than just the hat at that point. I was embarrassed. I was just, there was like a shame. I said, I'm okay. And he's like, well, I'll walk with you if you need me to walk you home. And I said, no, that's okay. He said, well, I'm going to walk with you a few blocks anyway. During that walk, he talked to me and he told me, he said, not to pay attention, at what the kids or the kids in the neighborhood or people are saying to me, that that I'm a beautiful person, and to always remember that, and to walk with my head up high. Don't make anyone make me feel like I'm less than. And I was hearing him, but I was so devastated at the same time, and it's like I'm hearing the words, and I guess they were going in my consciousness, because here, so many years later, I'm in my 40s, and I can tell the story like it was just yesterday. That moment has been like a memory that I've kept with me all these years, and, I think it's kind of a metaphor for what my life has been. I never saw that guy again, but I'll never forget him. I'll never forget him. I don't even know if he's still on the planet. But, he touched my life, and I'm so grateful to him, and I keep it in mind. You don't know, by just doing a kind gesture, by speaking up for someone, how much it can impact their life. And even though I've never seen him again, that soul that was in that body touched me eternally, because I'm sure I will live the rest of my life with that memory. And with I was already being called faggot at 4 years old. The shame of life, because, your family are giving you the messages that it's not right. The shame of, the neighborhood, because you're getting the messages from the neighborhood that what you are and what you feel isn't right.
Rajeé, you're here. It's been so long. here to update your memory lane. I just re-listened to it, and you were describing in your memory lane a very important memory of a man who stood up for you when you were being bullied. And now that you have more of a platform, now that you're somewhat of a celebrity, I'm wondering, has anyone come forward out of the woodwork and said that they were that person?
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, thanks for having me back. I always love doing, interviews with you. Yeah, I'll tell you, I wish that person would come out of the woodwork, because I would absolutely love to thank them and just express what that means to me even today, like him standing up for me. So it hasn't happened yet. I don't know, maybe putting this out there, it might happen. No, it hasn't happened yet. I don't even know if he's still here on the planet. Oftentimes I think about him and I wonder if he's still here in, an earthly realm. So
Yeah.
I don't know, but I just hope, if I can't say it to him physically, that he feels my spirit and the gratitude that I have.
Yes, yes. Do you think that you ever will find out exactly who that person was?
Oh, God, probably not. I mean, I don't even have a name. I don't have a name. Even if I had like a first name,
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could kind of ask around, like in my neighborhood or something, because I know he had to be from the neighborhood, but I just don't even have a name. So someone will touch you, and it's just for that moment in time. And
Yes.
It's not really an exchange of name or personal. It's just that you remember the person for whatever reason, and they touched your life. And I think we all have been in that position at one time or the other, so.
Definitely. And you know what they do say, people, more so than maybe a lot of what they said, you remember how they made you feel.
Exactly. That is so true. That is so true.
Yeah. With your increased visibility and your celebrity and your access and the different adventures and places you've been and the people you've met in the past 10 years or so, do you think that you have been able to be for another person what that man was for you?
Oh my goodness. Yes, I do. In many different aspects. And even before the notoriety, like my story going global and all of the TV shows and et cetera, even before that, I know I was doing that for people. Just through my activist work that I did here in South Florida. But because of the platform I have now, oh my goodness, I hear from people all over the world. I mean, literally every day. I get messages on my Facebook pages from people that actually find me. They search for me to send me a message. And not only LGBT, all types of people that, for whatever reason, they tell me I touched their life.
Yeah.
And I inspire them. Similar in the sense that it could be an old lady from Iowa that I get a message from. Has a heterosexual, we have really very little in common for face value, for lack of a better phrase, but not be a victim per se, but be more victorious. And I think that's just a human story. That's just a human thing that people connect with. So that's how I think so many people, for whatever reason, for whatever walks of life, have been touched by me and connect with me.
And so since we last talked, which was around the time that you were getting a lot of attention because you were featured on an episode of the reality show Botched, and you were talking about a lot of different producers and people behind reality shows were getting in touch with you in show business. What has been going on in your world since we last spoke?
That was season 2 of Botch, and I got so much wonderful feedback. The network got a lot of wonderful feedback. I was invited back for season 3. And season 3 involved actually surgeries where I had some corrective surgery done on my face, which was a blessing. It came out of left field. I was going on with my life, and I just thought, wow, well, I guess this is meant for me, God, so I'm going to go for it. And it was 4 surgeries, so pretty in-depth. I went through a lot just to be able to have the exposure again and connect with more people, but to have the blessing of having the corrective surgery done. When we talked the last time, it was right after me being on season 2, and I was getting a lot of wonderful feedback. Well, times that by 100 now, because like the other day I got a message from someone in Chile, and then a few days before that it was someone in Brazil that had seen me on TV, and then Africa and India, and I mean literally like all over the world. And it's so funny, I didn't realize, or I guess I really didn't think about how me being on Botch, because I've been on so many other shows, but Botch is such a popular reality show, and it's international.
Yeah.
So the level of notoriety and the platform has become like so much broader. And there's a part that's, keeping my fingers crossed, that's going to be coming up. Filming is supposed to start next month. It's an independent film. And I'm playing a kind of like the mother of a house. It's a bordello.
Oh, that's fun.
And I'm like, the head mistress. The role is someone that's been around the block a number of times and is really trying to like school the girls. So I'm looking forward to that. It's for now the title's called The Bordello, but I don't know if they're going to change that. But yeah, it's supposed to start filming next month. I was fortunate to be casted in the role, so we'll see how that goes.
That's wonderful.
Thank you. Still promoting my memoir, Beyonce's Value.
Absolutely. Fabulous book.
Thank you. I just released my website. It's www.rajee.com. What I realized is that because of the notoriety that I was getting, I had a lot of stuff out there in the media that was basically tabloidy stuff. The media can be someone's best friend or someone's worst enemy. I mean, for me, it's been a little bit of both. I appreciate the platform that I have been given, but I realized that a lot of people, they were just connecting with me through the story of my black market injections and what happened to my face and me dealing with that whole thing. And I realized that a lot of people didn't know, like, I'm a writer. Beyonce's Value is my 4th book. I'm an activist for over 18 years. I mean, these are things that I feel are very important about me, and that says a lot about who I am as a person. And I feel that the website kind of solidifies that for me. So it's just more in depth. People can go there and they can learn about my different projects, check out information if they want to order my book, and just connect with me on a deeper level. Basically, I have this new face. I realize it probably won't ever be perfect, but hey, what is perfect? That's all relative. But I have this. I've been given kind of a new lease on life, so I'm just really excited about the future, and I'm putting myself out there.
What was the weirdest business inquiry or partnership that somebody wanted you to get involved with?
Well, I've had offers to do pornos.
I was gonna say, I would imagine. Did Vivid approach you? The studio Vivid?
where they were from. I was a couple people that approached me. I can't remember the company though, but there were a couple requests for porn. You know what, and I'm sorry. That part of me is like between me and the person that's in my bed. I could be quite over the top and, very sexual and, the whole thing was like the way I dress and all, but, when it comes to like the nitty gritty, I prefer to keep it private.
Yeah. And so how many offers for porn did you get?
About 4.
Oh, wow. And what were the dollar amounts these people were willing to offer you?
It was like in the range of like $2,000.
Oh, well, that's not even that great.
It wasn't that great, no. But I mean, hey, every dollar counts.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, usually for celebrities, they offer like millions.
Yeah, no, not for me. Let me tell you, it's funny how this whole thing has become, and I guess this is an opportunity for me to go in depth with that. I can't go anywhere now and not be recognized. The supermarket, the post office, me pumping gas. I literally was at the gas station last week, and someone driving recognized me, and they turned their car around and drove into the gas station to say hi and take a picture with me. Wherever I am, like on a daily basis, I'm recognized pretty much every day somewhere. And I'm not saying like if I walk to a mall, not everyone's going to know me, but a nice percentage will, yeah. Like I went to the Aventura Mall, it's a big mall down here, 2 weeks ago. And I had to go get a new cord for my Apple computer, and like 3 of the employees recognized me.
Wow.
But there were like probably 10 to 15 employees there. Well, so out of the 10 to 15, 3 of them recognized me. So you kind of get the percentages.
Yeah.
Like anywhere I go, there's going to be at least one person that recognizes me. So the level of fame is there now. Like I'm in this kind of like I'm trying to think of the right word. It's a weird zone of fame to be in because I'm known. A lot of people know me, but it's almost like I have to be really careful, like because. And I'm losing words to really explain it. You can become a slave to the notoriety in the media. Yeah. And not really get, like, that much out of it for yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The media has made me the poster child. I did an interview with a UK magazine, like, a month ago. No, less than that, maybe 3 weeks ago. And I'm talking to the reporter. They called me long distance. And, she's asking me about my story, and me being unbotched, and, and about, all that I went through with my face and living like this. And then, as we were doing the interview, I was mentioning, like, well, my activist work and that I have a book out, and I said to her, well, listen, I just want to make sure that you at least mention that I'm an activist for my community, because I think that's important. It's a fact.
Correct.
I've been doing it for 18 years.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to be taken like this crazy trans woman that, that hasn't done anything with her life but
except
get a med injection.
Yeah.
Okay. She's like, well, we have a word count. I'm like, okay.
Really?
Rajée I, trans activist. 2 words. That's all it is. 2 words. Don't bullshit me. Don't come with the bullshit. I'm an intelligent person. You want to use my image, you want to use my story to sell your magazines, and you're going to make it as salacious as possible, and it's not going to be really in my favor.
And when it came out, what did it look like?
Oh my God. They used literally the worst picture And the headline was, she got cement injections to look like Angelina Jolie. I appreciate the platform. It's big Botch. Oh my God, Botch has been like a real blessing, season 2 and 3. But it's just, what I'm saying is that you can basically become a slave to the notoriety in the media and really not be reaping anything like of substance, like in the sense of monetarily. You get what I'm saying?
Or even just what your real work, the core of your work is, furthering that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or even you hitting on the head, or even getting the correct billing. You know, like your work, what you do, what you've done, your accomplishments, getting that put out there.
Yeah.
And so that's what another reason I did. Well, that's the main reason I should say I did the website, because I thought that would be a perfect opportunity to really. I said, if the media doesn't want to do it, I'm doing it.
The substance of your day-to-day life in these past few years has changed completely from where you were in 2010 to where you are now. And you're describing the way that you know, from the morning to the night, your interactions with other people, just average people like yourself, is different, and they are beginning to look at you as someone of notoriety. You were just talking about you can kind of be taken for a ride without anything being given back to you. How do you, as someone who is on that D list or that C list, how do you defend yourself? How do you look out for yourself?
I will say this. Despite how the media wants to depict me, I mean, I've done some decent stories with the media where they really did do nice pieces on me, but overall, like that whole salaciousness, tabloidy type of media that I've also gotten, I think despite that, my spirit comes through.
Yeah.
I think people really see that. Like, they look beyond, like, the headline, you know, cement woman or cement face or whatever, elephant woman, whatever they want to label me or call me, and they see my spirit. And I think that's what people connect with. So I say all that to say, when I go out in public, most of the times when I'm stopped, it's all love. I mean, these people want to take pictures with me. They want to hug me. It's really, really a lot of outpouring of love. Last week, a group of girls from the Bahamas, they were here visiting. Oh my God! They pulled into the parking lot. I was coming out of a store, and they saw me, and they came up to me, can we please take a picture with you? You know, and I'm the type, I embraced it. I'm very humble. I'm so grateful. I'm like, well, if you take a picture with me, I want a picture with you. The most difficult part for me has been, I think, where I do a little better financially. And I'm not a gold digger.
Yeah,
I'm saying, like, where maybe my book sales, I could make a little more from that.
Or just to get something out of all of this, because you've produced so much wealth for other people. I mean, if you really looked at it on pen and paper, and if there was any way that we could quantify it, you have produced a lot of wealth for magazine companies, for talk shows, for websites, for the record label. I know you recorded some music, for book publisher, whatever. I mean, you've created a lot of wealth for other people.
And that's what I mean about becoming a slave, because it's almost like they take your image and they use you, and you're not really reaping. And that's why I was talking with my mom recently about this. We talked about it a few times, but recently, I was saying how the whole thing, rich and famous, you can be famous, you can be super famous, and not have the money, just barely be making it.
Yeah, and isn't that a weird paradox?
Like, I go out and people recognize me, and I'm getting, like, on a daily basis, I get about 75 to 100 messages on my Facebook. And I'm the type, I try to answer everyone. That's the type of person I am. Like, can you imagine, like, some days it's so consuming because I'm trying to go through all these messages to acknowledge everyone who took time out to reach out to me. That's been the hardest challenge for me. And I have faith. I say all that to say maybe I'll still get that jackpot one day. I'll make it to the bank.
So why do you have faith?
You know why? Because I can look at my life, the journey of my life, and I can look at times where I felt like there was no hope, and I didn't know how I was going to go on, but for whatever reason, I was able to hold on, even if it was just a mustard seed of faith, just a little bit of faith, and how it got me to the next day, and then the next day, and then to this point, to the point where I am so well known now, and I've had the opportunity to be on these shows and even make it to botched and have the corrective surgery, because that was a blessing. I mean, I would have never been able to afford the surgery that I received. Yeah. So, you know, it doesn't always come monetarily, and I realize that. You know, I have been blessed in many ways, and so just because, like, I can't say, oh, I have this amount in my bank account, that doesn't mean I'm not blessed. But I just, you know, when you're just looking at the overall picture of things, you just say, God, like, you just broke it down. You made money for this, you made money for this, and, you know, this company and that company and the other company. But, my God, like, you go to the grocery store and you're like, I only could get $50 of groceries. So, yeah, it's a really, really situation to be in, and I'm just trying to be smart about it, at the same time appreciating that I'm in this situation because, you know, again, it gave me such a platform, and people at least know my story, and a lot of these people that come up to me and show me love, I know if it wasn't for my notoriety, them knowing my story, or at least a good bit of my story, it might have not been that love that they showed me. Because people are very judgmental when they're just looking at the image of a person and they don't know their story.
Yep, like the person who you were telling me about in one of our previous interviews, who just came out and said, "What the fuck happened to your face?"
Oh my God, you say it so well. It takes me right back to that moment. No way.
Sorry. In this level of notoriety, you get just maybe even 1/4 or less of what these major A-list celebrities like Britney Spears go through every day. Can you imagine your level of people recognizing you and coming up to you and times that by 5 or 10?
I know. Picture every day going on your Facebook and you check your inbox and you got like 100 messages. That's a lot.
Oh my God.
I noticed, and one of my girlfriends told me I should turn off my messenger like a lot of other people in the public eye do. I notice, like, when I go to like Laverne's page and different ones' pages, you can't message them. It's just like a fan page.
Yeah.
So, but the thing about me is I like that connection with my supporters. I like that personal touch. I just don't know if the notoriety continues to grow, if I'd be able to have it on the level that I have it now.
And what toll would it take upon you? Because that is labor. It's not recognized as such, but that is labor.
It is. It is labor. It is labor. Because, like, I was in the market a few weeks ago, and literally, let me see, 5 people stopped me in the market. Now, I'm trying to shop, and it was all love. It was all love. I took pictures with everyone, but it was like, I went down one aisle, someone recognized me, I stopped. Then I went down another aisle, I was recognized again. And so that's that level. That's like D-list, maybe C-list celebrity.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what A-list, like Britney Spears or...
Who can't go down the street, go to Starbucks. And this is just going off about her life in 2007, where people were, paparazzis were chasing after her, going over the speed limit, hordes of cars. They were getting into car accidents trying to chase her. I mean, do you ever fear that it could get out of control?
The only time I get that fear is when I get someone, a fan or a supporter that's a little stalkerish, like on my Facebook.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, with the messages that they send me, it gets a little creepy sometimes, and that's when I get a little fearful. I'm like, whoa, this could really get out of hand, you know?
What was the biggest incident of that where you felt like this was crossing a line that hadn't been crossed?
Okay, so this one particular person, they keep calling me from Saudi Arabia. I don't know how they got my phone number.
I knew it would be from the Middle East too.
What did you say?
I said I knew it would be from the Middle East. I knew it already.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
You did?
Well, you know what? The only penises that I have seen that have been posted on your profile have been Middle Eastern penises. Because, I mean, for the listeners out there, people will post their dicks just on her profile. They do. That's just something that they do, and I'm not really sure what the rationale is for that, but I've seen it.
Yeah, I have too, and oh my God, and then I'm like rushing to remove it.
Because you don't want your page to be taken down.
Right, exactly.
So I knew that was going to be from the Middle East.
Yeah, there was one. He calls me, actually up till yesterday, he was calling. I don't answer.
Oh, God. You gave him your phone number?
I didn't. I don't know.
He got it from some other way.
Obviously he did.
Oh, wow.
And because I didn't give him my number, and so I don't know how that happened. And I had to turn off my, you know how you have the call capability on my Facebook, because if I leave that on and I'm on, when I tell you the calls from all around the world that keep coming through, and they just keep coming.
You know what? You may as well make some money off of that. I'd maybe not do phone sex, but just phone with the star. You could make some bank off of that, I'm telling you. VerifiedCall.com, check it out.
Yeah, right? And the same thing when I go on Skype, the same thing, I have to make myself invisible because...
But you seriously could earn some money, and then that labor would be recognized. Because there are people who would pay to definitely talk to you, for sure.
Yeah, because it can be scary. Because you don't know, what's in that person's mind.
Yeah,
and, what intentions they have.
Yeah, and this is just an anecdote from the absolute extreme. But like the Jacksons, they had somebody living in their closet for like 2 weeks.
Oh my God!
Yeah. Well, Rajee, of course we would want to help you in any way that we can. So let's talk about all the ways in which the listeners can help you and your projects, going to your new website, RajeeNarayansingh.com, and buying via online book your memoir, Beyond Face Value, as well as your 3 other books. And what are the titles of those books?
Okay, so I have the Windows to My Soul. That's a book of poetry, although that is out of publication right now.
Okay.
But I also have The Hand I Was Dealt, which is a fiction story about a trans entertainer that comes to South Beach and to perform and to make it big, and then she ends up going to Central America to meet a guy, and everything goes haywire.
Ooh, that sounds like a really good read. That sounds like a really good book.
That's fiction, and then I have the Writings of a Demigod, which is more my take on spirituality.
I know you recorded some popular music. Is that available?
Oh my God! You know what? It's so funny. I've been doing so much. I completely forgot to mention that.
Oh, I see. In some ways, I have an awful memory, but in other ways, I remember these little things.
my FEMA tips. And the reason why I did it is I kind of wanted to spoof the media. Like, everything is like cement with me. And don't get me wrong, I know it's a part of my story, but it was like, okay, well, let me do, like, a fun song and kind of use it. I'm working to see about trying to do a full-blown project. This was just a teaser.
Okay.
I've been getting a lot of comments, like people sending me messages saying, when is the music coming out? I love the music. I think it's really fun. A play on how the media has kind of dubbed me. So, yes, I'll send it to you.
And then can they order signed copies of any of your books?
Okay, so this is the thing. Now, if they order through, of course, Amazon.com or any of the online bookstores, obviously they're not going to be able to get a signed copy. If they want, what they can do, they can contact me through my Facebook page, send a personal message with their information, and I can give them instructions on where they can send the money.
Fabulous.
And,
okay.
I'll send them an autograph.
Well, wonderful. And yeah, you have like 4 Facebook profiles. I think they could probably I think it's 4, including Beyond Face Value, which is a memoir. But if you search Rajée Narayan Singh on Facebook, you're going to find her profiles. Both, there's different ones that you do different things on.
Oh, well, check out my YouTube channel, Rajée.
Okay.
Rajée Narayan Singh. As long as I punch in Rajée, R-A-J-E,
It's pretty much just you, yeah.
Yeah, I should pop right up.
And
So
is the real heat still going on?
Oh, boy. Okay. I'm not quite sure what's happening with that. I thought it was such a wonderful idea, and we got a lot of great feedback on the first show, the pilot that we did.
Yeah.
But I just don't know. There's been some forks in the road, I guess, for lack of a better phrase, with personality clashes and some other things too. And that's really because I really thought that was like an excellent idea. And I know you did see the first episode, right?
I think I may have back in 2014.
Okay. But I haven't given up on it. I mean, sometimes, things manifest later down the road. Like, you think something is supposed to happen now, but it doesn't happen until later. So maybe we've planted a seed, and that would be nice.
Absolutely. A lot of times there's forerunners, that could have been the forerunner for something. But all your projects, I wish you continued success and luck, and I hope that some people hear this and they go out and they want to read the book and get involved in the messages that you send out and visit your new website. And I can't wait to see your new website. I'm very excited about that. So Rajée, thank you so much for coming on to do this update. It was just supposed to be a quick update, but of course this 50 minutes has flown by, as always. Oh, it's crazy.
It's been a pleasure.
Well, I have to say the same, and
I'm open, thank you, and I'm open to some, great opportunities, and we'll see how things go.
Well, again, thank you so much, Rajée.
Oh, you're welcome. Peace and blessings. I had a meeting in June. She contacted me from Pennsylvania. She said her husband was a big fan of mine, and for Father's Day, she wanted to give him a framed picture of me.
Oh my God, that's so sweet.
Isn't it sweet? So I sent, I sent her 2, and I sent her 2 different ones. I didn't know which one she wanted to use. I just sent both, and I signed them, and she was so happy when she got them,
Yeah.
So it's, but, yes, exactly. Oh my gosh,
But
I love it.
also
I
wouldn't...
always love talking to you.
Yeah, likewise. And I would also be curious if you can go back and look. I want to know which studios sent you offers for films. I would be interested in that.
Just find out who that. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find it.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
as an activist, I don't want to be like put out there like that.
Yeah.
And I just knew that if I did that, they would have my image all over.
But even minor celebrities get paid so much more for their sex tapes. That's not a good deal anyways.
You know what? They probably were trying, like throwing a number out there to see how I would respond. Because, you know, people in that position, they'll go lowball
They will.
to see if you jump for it.
Yeah.
And I didn't
Before they bring out the real money. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think you could probably get at least 15,000.
Yeah, something like that. Even 10, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, it's just, I said, oh no, I can't do that, because oh my God, I probably would. Cement woman gets fucked. The name of the show, Cement woman gets fucked. I bet you have a lot of hits.
Or they would have to use some sort of like, I mean, I don't know. They would probably have some clever little title about it.
Rajée, the cement woman gets drilled.
Yeah. Cement woman gets drilled. And the reason I asked why it was Vivid is because Vivid just offers like B and C list celebrities. They just offer them $1 million for sex tapes. So once I heard it was that little, I was like, I knew it wasn't Vivid.
Yeah, Vivid does it. They do really big. Yeah. Vivid. They probably would it be? They offer $1 million or
$1 million, yeah.
Like, wow.
I know, right? Like, I don't know if you knew, like Taylor Leanne Chandler, the first intersex porn star who dated Michael Phelps for a little while. I don't know if you're familiar with her. But yeah, they just offer like $1 million. And they did hers very tastefully and even included a portion at the end where she explained what it meant to be intersex and what her experience was like. And so they really do such an... I mean, if anything, it was like a real service, you know, to everyone.
So basically, for a company like that, it might be worth considering.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And they would allow you to speak... Yeah, not like these dinky whoever it was. It was probably some just random, you know, amateur people who were sending you these offers. But I knew you got offers. I knew it.